I bought every single unreleased Thomas Wood tray, and today we will do a full review on Thomas Wood. Okay, before you guys click out, did you guys know that there are different variants among the unreleased wood that never made it to the market? Yes, that is right, boys, and we will break it down piece by piece. And at the end, we will gather up all of our thoughts and conclude if Thomas Wood is a good collectible piece or not. Without further ado, let's first see how this monstrosity came to be.
Pause. For those who don't know, this editing was inspired from none other than Mr. Beast himself. He has a small YouTube channel that only has around 100 million subscribers, so let's go help him out by subscribing, guys. And it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to me along the way. It all happened in 2018. The Thomas Wooden Railway line was completely overtaken by Thomas Wood. And of course, this downfall did not happen overnight. For those who are new here and wondering why we call it a downfall, this is Thomas from 1992, and this is Thomas Wood from 2018. Yeah, I know. In 2012, Mattel was growing at a larger scale and becoming more and more profitable as a company. Some may say this is great news. However, this was the pitfall of Thomas. You might ask why. This was because Mattel's main source of income was not from Thomas, but from Barbies and Hot Wheels. Through Mattel's partnership with Hit Entertainment, Mattel had access to produce various toy lines, and as all successful companies should do, they started investing more towards the toy line that made them profitable. However, this wasn't the only partnership Mattel had. In 2012, Mattel partnered up with the FSC, also known as the Forest Stewardship Council, to use sustainable paper and wood for their packagings and toys. This was a noble mission on Mattel to make an eco-friendly world. What Mattel might not have told us is that through this partnership, not only they started reducing material costs, but they also decided to cut down on operational costs, which eventually became the result of Thomas Wood. But what is the point of scaling and reducing costs when you don't get sales? Due to heavy criticisms and weak sales, Mattel had no choice but to give it a change. As of 2019, they started fully painting the engines. However, one might say they were tackling the wrong problem. We are taught from our parents to never judge a book by its cover. But do you know what the problem is? Our parents are the ones that actually judge the book by its cover. The main issue that Mattel had since 2012 was that the packaging design started looking worse and worse, and it started becoming harder and harder to stand out among toy products. Later, Thomas Wood came to an end in June 27, 2021, and later Thomas Wooden Railway revived once again as of March 2022. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take a closer look at our trains one by one. And for the code nerds out there, I got you guys. Boom. As we showcase these trains, let's also talk about what makes an item worthy of your money and time. When I decide to collect something, I categorize and ask myself 3 questions. Nostalgic value, intrinsic value, and historical value. With nostalgic value, there needs to be strong emotions to support it. It could be happy, it could be controversial, or it could even be hatred. But any strong emotion that can support my reason for nostalgia is the key for me to collect. I truly believe 20 years down the road, a lot of us will still sing Thomas Wood as a failure, and that will bring me memories when I see those trains. This gives me a good motivator to collect Thomas Wood. With intrinsic value, I like items that don't necessarily depreciate over time, and a lot of times these items are not cheap, but also rare, and it happens to be new in the box that takes immense amount of patience to obtain them. However, I get a good rush of dopamine when I find some things that I've been looking for years, and as a collector, I think this keeps me going. I love historical items. Now, when we think of historical items, I know that we're thinking about prototypes, concept models, and things that never made it to the market. Of course, you're right. That is part of what I look for, but for me personally, as long as it has a beautiful story behind the item, that will determine if I want to collect it or not. Oh wait, are we at Connor? Let's talk about the variants here real quick. To briefly explain it to you guys, the graphics on the top is a bit different, and one has a single circle near the funnel and the other has two. Now, as you guys realize by now, the roof cap is also in reverse. With Ferdinand, I believe it's just the wheels being blue and gray. The side graphics, the chassis engravings are identical. And with Rocky, I don't believe there are two variants. The one other variant I just have missing graphics on the roof and sides. It's also unfinished because they didn't engrave the bottom of the chassis with the name. With that being said, you might ask, what are my plans with Thomas Wood? I plan to collect everything that is first edition new in the box long term. I know it's going to take some time, but again, collecting is long term, guys. But also, I have a Thomas Wood table, and inside of that table, I plan to put every single destination that's related with Thomas Wood on that table alongside with every single train. I don't know if it's enough space for me to fit it in somehow, but we'll see. Now, what is my favorite train for the Wood line? Speaking of the devil, it is the pop-up pastry car. It's a whole new character that Thomas Wooden Railway never released, and I just love it. I love the mustache on his face. Kinda looks like Mr. Pringles. Talking about Mr. Pringles, what the hell did they do to him? They played dirty on him. Look at the amount of hair he used to have compared to now. Oh my god, is that gonna be me in like 10 years? And that is pretty much what I have, guys. But anyone who gets into Thomas knows there's always that next train. Let's go over what I'm missing. Let's first start with what I'm missing from the unreleased or canceled items. We first have Ferdinand, Nia, Gator, Boo. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Connor, Flying Scotsman. Damn, we're actually doing pretty well, guys. So far. Okay, there we go. We're missing the eco version of Etienne and Frankie. I believe we have all the coaches, cars, non-rail vehicles, and value packs. So those are in pretty good shape. Now, from the destinations, we have the ambulance, but we're missing the wheelchair and the hospital itself. And we are missing the Titmouse shed. We're also missing all of the 4 sets. From these sets, we're missing 3 variants of Thomas, 2 cargo cars, and a Jeremy. And fun fact, guys, I actually do have all the figures, and I do have that Herald. The play table says planned release, but they did in fact release it in 2019, so I won't really count that as planned release. Now, all the production runs. Oh god, that's rough. I still don't even have a Thomas, so I won't even bother going over everything, but here's a list for those who are curious. With that being said, I had a lot of fun, guys. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe, and it would mean the world to me if you guys destroy the like button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.